right. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to this Solutions for Potential Pitfalls live. We're going to be covering potential pitfalls for anything that you're working on, how to overcome them. So that's the point of this. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to jump in here, and then we will get started. But let me just check on one thing. YouTube is acting weird here, so let's try to fix that before we actually get started. Karen, hello. Thank you for being here. Mom, hello, by the way. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to give people a couple minutes to jump in here, and then we'll get started. And depending on how many people have questions, we will either be here for probably about an hour, maybe less. It depends. Christina, hello. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And let me just check on one thing. Like I said, YouTube's been giving me a hard time for like weeks now. And what else is new, right? Do you want to talk about a potential pitfall? YouTube is one big pitfall, one big trap. Christina, hello. Other Christina, look at this. Two Christinas at once. Other Christina, hello. Thank you for being here. Everybody also, please, I have, my allergies are just absolutely destroying my face. We have 3 Christinas here. Unbelievable. The only people here are Karen, my mom, and 3 Christinas at this moment. That is pretty crazy. Hey, Christina P., I noticed, will you shoot me an email? I don't think you are getting the emails for the group, just so you know. I was looking at my stats the other day, and it looks like every single email that goes out to you for the lives is getting bounced. It's not your fault. It's Yahoo's fault. So if you could just send me an email, I'll let you know how to fix that, just so you know. But Christina P., definitely shoot me an email, because I'll be I can help you get that fixed. Just so you know when I'm going live for the other group. Elizabeth, hello. By the way, everybody that's here, we are going to be talking about pitfalls. If you have any potential pitfalls, if you're trying to get started on something, trying to get started on a project, a business, trying to get out and about into public, whatever you're trying to get started on, if you are worried about getting started, or if you have any concerns, put those down below. We're going to be covering any potential pitfalls for things that you could be doing or starting, and we're going to come up with solutions to those problems. So let's get started. Let's do it. If anybody has any questions as well, put those down below, and I'll be happy to answer them, but we'll see what happens, right? I've changed, I don't know how many people are going to be here, because I changed the date for this about 900 times. So we'll have to see. April, hello. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. But let's see what happens. Alani, hello, by the way. Thank you for being here as well. Really appreciate it. I'm probably going, just like I did on the last one as well, everybody, I'm probably going to edit out the beginning of this. Whenever I edit the beginning of these lives, it removes the chat. So that kind of sucks, but I have no other way to fix the beginning of these lives. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, but it is what it is, right? So that's that. All right. April, glad that you're here. April, really appreciate it. Everybody, let me know if you're, also if you're working on anything, or anybody who's wanting to work on any projects or businesses, or if you're looking to get started on anything new, put it in down below. What are you all working on? Doesn't have to be a business or anything like that. Maybe you're working on your diet like I am today. But put those down below, and we are going to start talking about pitfalls or potential pitfalls to anything that you're working on as well. If you don't have any pitfalls, don't worry about it, and we can talk about something else, whatever anybody wants to talk about. J Moss, hello. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Michelle, hello. Did you change your name? I think so. That's all right. But welcome, Michelle. And everybody else. And I think we have more people jumping in here, which is great. So welcome to all the lurkers as well that aren't in the chat. Really thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And I probably should have come more prepared to this live with some random stuff to talk about, but that's that. Working on a Minnow Pond skit. Love it, April. That is a good idea. I feel like that is going to be good for you. Christina, candle business, a good idea for you. I do feel like it's a good idea for you, Christina. So I do feel like it would be a good idea. Do you have any? Do you have any worries or fears, or what potential things do you feel like could go wrong in your candle business, and how can we overcome those challenges? That's the question. Kylie, you're here. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Kylie. Really appreciate it. All right. Let me move here. And this is the most uncomfortable chair in the world, so I have to get set up better. But let's see what Christina has to say. I'm going to be taking notes on this as well, so we can have the notes. Christina, were you the one that asked the question the other night where I said something about like making it unique or something like that? I think that was you, right? But let me know, and we'll see what you have to say about it. But other than that, I hope everybody's having a great Sunday, and I'm really hungry. So I can smell. I'm making pasta sauce right now. I can smell it, although I'm not going to be eating pasta, but that'll be that. So that's that. Nina, considering starting a skincare line. Nina, I feel like that's a great idea. Nina, what area of skincare are you going to be working on? Is what I'd say to you, Nina. Are you going to be creating products, or do you want to, is there a certain type of product that you want to consider, or that you want to create, Nina? J Moss, we're talking about the hot dog cart for you, J Moss, correct? I would say, what do you think that you wouldn't be able to handle? Here's the other thing that I would say to you, J Moss, is that I think in food service, number one, J Moss, I know that you're already doing your homework, reading the other book I told you to read, but I would definitely read the E-Myth, number one, especially for food service. And for food service, what I would say is like, yes, maybe you're going to have to hustle in the beginning, but eventually you could hire someone to take your place, and that maybe should be your goal as well. So definitely something to think about is what I'd say to you. Right. Will I have good sales in local stores if I will need to travel to make sales? I mean, I would say yes, Christina. So yes. But I would definitely hustle that. Christina, I'm working on a book, been trying to write for 7 years, and will it fail? My flash drive ceased to work, and I was not wise enough to save my work on more than one flash drive and send it out. That is terrible, Christina, but definitely back that up. And there you look at April, Nina. You already have a customer here with April, and there you go. Yeah, JMOS, E-Myth is like probably the most, E-Myth is very simple. I mean, I could summarize E-Myth in like 2 seconds. It's basically take your business. You should be able to, the point of the E-Myth is that you should be able to take your business, you should be able to put it in a binder, and you should be able to give that binder to someone who has never even stepped foot in your business, and they should be able to recreate everything that you do from beginning to end. It sounds very complicated, but number one, it helps you simplify your business, and number two, it also helps you template your business, which makes it easier for like expansion, hiring people, all this other stuff. The benefit of it as well, JMOS, is that like when you have a templated business like that, it's like things are always done exactly the same way. It's like, so, it kind of makes things more consistent, and, which probably will lead to more success. Nina says yes, and yes, Chris, specifically organic. And so, Nina, it is a very, definitely kind of one of those businesses that is very, very, saturated as far as the business is concerned. So how do you plan on promoting the business is what I'd say to you, Nina, especially with the skincare. Because it is saturated, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means it's saturated at this time. Right? So there's plenty, but skincare has always been a very successful industry, and it always will be a very successful industry, of course. JC, hello, by the way. Thank you for being here. JC, we're talking about potential pitfalls to things that we are potentially starting, like business-wise or work-wise or, any other area of our life. And we're trying to come up with solutions. So, JC, if you have any questions, pop them in down below. I'll be happy to answer them. Exactly, JMoss, step by step. You are good at step by step instructions, exactly. And JMoss, your whole thing is, create maybe, because we were like talking about this 2 weeks ago or whenever that was, about maybe creating something where people can come and have like a positive experience, or it's kind of like more of an experience, right? That's what you're trying to create. So you could even kind of template that whole thing as well. So definitely something you do. She could grow a following organically and with patience, and people will support the product line. Nina, of course, yeah, on social media, of course, social media is a great way to do it. Yes, definitely. And anybody else, any of you lurkers that have questions, feel free to pop them in down below as well. Elizabeth, I have lots of ideas on how to start a blog. But Elizabeth, what kind of blog were you thinking? Are you thinking, and what would your topic, I would say, what would your niche be, for the blog? Because that to me kind of changes things for sure. JC, I just bought a new budget book, organized bills, debts, dealing with that so I can feel more on top. I love that idea, JC. I feel like anything, even just one tiny thing like that, could be very successful for you. Christina, my friend wants me to start a YouTube channel, but my pitfalls are I don't like seeing myself on camera, hearing myself, and the only thing I can do is the pics of vegetables, food I cook. I have tarot decks. Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, being on camera is definitely scary, but we all have to do it, right? if we want, I mean, that's one big hurdle that you have to start. So, Christina, what I would say is that you could start not on camera, right? You could just kind of take a picture on something. You could be just videotaping something that you're creating. It could be anything. So that's that. You don't have to be on camera. You could just be on. You could just have whatever you're working on be on camera, if that makes sense. So that's what I'd say there. Mary M, why do you call us lurkers? It's not a nice term. Mary, it is. There's nothing wrong with the term lurkers at all. So it's what we call people who just lurk in the background. There's nothing wrong with lurking at all. But I'm just saying, hey, feel free to take part in it. If you don't want to, that's fine. What about cooking and tarot? Pamela Georgelle does both together, I believe. So they do both together. It's for my daughter. I'm not sure yet. Just an idea helping other kids. I like it. Yeah, I mean, to me, blogging, the problem with blogging nowadays is like back in the day, blogging used to be a lot easier because you could rank for certain terms on Google. Now it's a lot harder to rank for terms on Google. So that's my only problem with blogging is like nowadays there has to be a way to promote it. So, I would say blogging is great, but I would say that she has to find a way to get it out to people, right? So, like one thing I've seen people do is like blogging with Instagram, for example, or blogging with something else. So I'd say what would she, kind of like promoting it is the trick. All of us are lurkers. Exactly. We're all in the background. Of course we are. She does. Got it. And Christina, you know what I would say to you is you say here you have the iPhone 5C, it's outdated. You know what? I was talking about this a couple weeks ago. To me, there are people on YouTube who have like worse quality videos than even your 5C could create, and they're very successful. I feel like YouTube is going the other direction. I feel like YouTube is way too overproduced, right? They're trying to get all these people from TV onto YouTube and all this other stuff, but the point of YouTube was originally that it was just crappy videos that people created. That was the point. That was part of its charm, right? And it's like we're going back in that direction. There are several. I was watching a guy like a few months ago. If I can find the video, Christina, I will post it down below. But basically, he was pointing out that there are several new, big YouTubers who have like 1 million subs. And they all just, they all have like crappy cameras, not like very high quality cameras or anything like that. It makes you seem real, you know what I mean? When you do something like that, when you kind of don't have something that's overly produced, when it's more kind of like natural. And Jimothy, right? Yeah, call him Jimothy. Good, that's a good name for him, for sure. Uh, yeah, still on Aquarius, exactly. Kylie got it. So Christina, I would just do it is the first thing, and the other thing is I would try to create something that's just even if you just did like one video, right, or something super short, like really fast. I feel like that would be a good idea. But let's see here. I might have to since nobody is here because I changed the time on this a million times. We might have to what we might do is I might reschedule this and try to promote it like I was supposed to do last week and get more people on it. But if anybody has any more questions, put them down below. I'm going to stick around for like 15 more minutes or so, and we'll see what happens. Christina, that is a very interesting point right there. You say my town librarian suggested I read children picture books for young children. You know what the only again, not to I feel like it's a good idea, but you know what the only problem with that is that YouTube, because of the whole COPPA thing this year with children, creating content for children is such a pain, Christina. And, so that's definitely something to think about. I'm not telling you don't do it. I'm just saying, you really have to kind of think about how to promote it because, you can't anymore. What do you, J Moss? What do you want to offer with your dogs? Do you mean sides things, as in food to put on the side? Or are you talking about, kind of just you, or things that you want to say? I feel like doing like weird stuff with it, J Moss, would be cool as well. Doing unique hot dogs or doing unique toppings, right? Pineapple. That's what you should do. J Moss, something weird or something cool, but it has to taste good, of course. But I think like doing something unique would be cool. J Moss, you. Or are you talking about about like what you would your kind of like the side of positivity that you're going to say? April says peanut butter on hot dogs. April, that sounds disgusting. I don't know that that's a good idea. An indoor toilet for your dogs. Kylie, explain. Definitely explain this idea to me. I'm curious. Are you talking about like when people are walking their dogs in public, having indoor toilets for them? Or no, you're talking about indoor toilets in general. I think they have those. Nobody remembers those like the automatic kitty litter thing, the whole automatic, what do you call that, cat litter box thing? They have those for pets. I think it's disgusting too. Bring them outside. and now everybody thinks it's funny. J Moss, that too, and positivity. I think that it's a great idea, J Moss, and you could say something nice to people. You know what else I've seen? Know what else I was thinking about for you, J Moss, as well? Is I was thinking about there's that guy I don't know where he is, but he like donates food. He allows his customers to like donate like extra money basically to donate food. So I thought about that idea for you. And so it's like you could be getting people to also, or you could be taking like a portion of your proceeds and donating it. Of course, as I always say, I have no problems with people donating and giving money and all that other stuff, or helping people, but you have to make sure you're also making money. You have to make sure that it makes sense for you as well. Peanut butter coated tacos with a sweet filling. That could be good, actually. I feel like something signature as well would be a good idea for J Moss, of course. Something special, something unique. The first taco I'm interested in eating. Sweet tacos. Yes. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of tacos. Sweet tacos would be a good idea. You could do hot dogs on a taco. That would be weird, but taco dogs. I don't think anybody's ever done it, J Moss. Right? Yeah. Karen says sounds good. Karen, which one are we talking about that sounds good? Yes. Right. Toppings is the niche. You know what, J Moss? The other thing is that I'm thinking of is that I'm gonna have to find it now because I have no clue which season it was in. But Anthony Bourdain he went to like a taco place in Hawaii or something like that has like a billion different toppings for hot dogs, like all weird different toppings and things like that as well. I think I feel like there's a place in New York. It's like the same company. I think it started in Hawaii, moved. I feel like there's a place in New York as well. I can't remember the name of it, but I will try to look that up for you. But yeah, it's just like a bunch of toppings, bunch of weird toppings for hot dogs. Maybe you could kind of do that. Maybe gluten-free as well. That's not a bad idea. Elizabeth, I am doing the keto diet. I've actually starting today. I'm getting even more strict with my diet. I haven't been being very good. The quarantine, the quarantine has been brutal. So I've been not as good as I should be on the diet. But yeah, keto and also tracking as well. I feel like that not tracking is a problem. Let me look it up. There we go. The only thing better than Conway and Loretta is peanut butter and chocolate. Yes, I agree. And vegan dogs too. That is true. Definitely a good idea. I wonder how you would do a taco dog. I wonder if people would actually go for that. I feel like, J Moss, you need to come up with like your the croissant donut thing. What the hell was that called? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? The guy who created the donut croissant thing. Karen, yeah, I'm doing intermittent fasting as well. I'm using an app called Chronometer now, and so I'm 17 hours and 19 minutes into my fast today. But I probably will go longer. I won't eat until after I go live later. So after 6. Karen, Jake just started fasting as well, and but I don't know. He starts eating at 12. So is that really a fast? I don't know. It's kind of lazy. He doesn't go very long. A cronut. That's the one I was looking for. So J Moss, you need to come up with your cronut, but for hot dogs. So what the hell could you come up with? I don't even know, but we're gonna have to come up with something. Winnie, hello. Thank you for being here, Winnie. Hope you're doing well. Winnie, welcome. Although I'm probably gonna close this down here in a minute, just so everybody knows. But if you have any last minute questions, just definitely get them in here. I'm probably going to redo this stream because, again, I didn't really announce this stream. That's why there's nobody here. And I kept changing the time. So we're going to probably redo this. And next week on Sunday, I think I'm going to do this on Sundays just so everybody knows. But that'll be that. If you have any last minute questions, get them in, and I will answer them. If not, I am going to take off, and I will see you all later. Yeah, major fail this stream, but it's totally my fault. So that's what it is. It is what it is, right? JC loves her chips. Yes, and yeah. How about a hot dog that is a candy bar? That sounds gross. As well. Maurice, hello. I made a mistake and ordered a cheeseburger and then found out it was vegan. When I decided I'll try it, I found it cost $18. Never again. Exactly, Maurice. That was probably a big mistake. J Moss, I'm gonna write down here cronut for hot dogs. J Moss. I'm gonna put on my thinking caps, multiple, plural, and I will try to come up with an idea for you, J Moss. So let's see if we can come up with some sort of cronut for hot dogs. What the hell would that be? I don't even know. But I'll tell you what, you'll probably become famous for coming up with it. You're gonna have to patent it or whatever as well. I think the cronut guy, he owns the cronut. He owns it. He patented it, so it's like nobody can recreate it as well, or nobody can call it a cronut. So it's like it's pretty much impossible to it would be pretty much impossible to stop people from copying your idea, but you could almost like trademark a name for something as well. I feel like there's a lot of money involved in, you could make a lot of money doing something like that, and you could become famous, J Moss. I totally can see it happening. So there you go. But anyway, I'm going to cut this off here because I failed. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, we're probably going to do this next week as well on Sunday. And that'll be that. But thank you, everybody. I'll probably see everybody here as well in just a couple of hours. So thank you, everybody. And definitely enjoy the rest of your Sunday.